The last mile delivery and logistics sector has experienced a huge surge of investor interest during the pandemic as COVID-19 has shifted the way people buy goods. In a bid to modernise, streamline and speed up delivery times, retailers, corporate giants and the hospitality sector are now using high-tech to gain an edge in reaching the consumer at their doorstep. According to recent data, 21 million Africans shopped online last year, with Nigeria, Kenya and South Africa leading the growth. Gokada is Nigeria's leading last-mile delivery and logistics service, and the newly appointed CEO, Nikhil Goel, joins me now from Lagos. Nikhil Goel, thank you so much for joining me on Channel's Business Global. How have consumer trends changed in Africa?
Hi, Juliana. Thanks for having me here. So if I look at the pandemic, right, overall the COVID has accelerated the online shopping globally, right? It's no change that like how Amazons and other parts of the world have grown, other companies. But if I look at Africa as an example, I've seen examples of companies north to south and east to west across Africa, which when you look at e-commerce, when you look at any of the sectors, which normally would have taken 5 to 10 years to bring a change in here, the change has actually happened in the last 1 year itself, right? We are a living example of that. It's the same case for so many other companies across Africa, especially segments like food, medicine, groceries. These segments have shown such a fast scale, which has not been shown in that much time, right? So we have even seen the entry of drone deliveries in Africa, something that people were percepting that, hey, when is it going to come? So overall, the change in the market has been fast. Market is moving fast across all the e-commerce players. So it's amazing how the pandemic, like I know as a disaster, like as an actual disaster is different, but in terms of how the changes have been, it has just made that overhaul very fast.
Absolutely. You know, the last mile delivery logistics or the gig economy, it has, helped hundreds of thousands of people get into the labour market. But I'm sure you've seen that there has been some controversy over the past couple of months. I would say most especially with Deliveroo, there was so much hype about its debut on the London Stock Exchange and it flopped. On the first day of trading, I think, the stock price has since recovered slowly, but there have been some concerns by investors about regulations, about the corporate governance. What are some of the hurdles that Gokada have had in Nigeria about the labour market and with regulations?
Sure. So if we look at Nigeria in terms of the labour market, right, there have been a couple of challenges for not just for us, but for the overall gig economy, right? Infrastructure, like the ease of movement of people, the skills and expertise that are required. It can be from the menial jobs up to the top IT segments, the delivery segments, the access to finance, right? That's one of the cases in which if you're looking at the gig economy people, they're always looking at how can they make some money, but for making some money, they need to have some money in their pockets, right? All of these have been real challenges, which as Gokada, we also looked at and we tried to figure out with our business in a box model, how to handle that. So how it works is we looked at how can we provide pilots, like we call our riders as pilots. How can we provide something before we start taking something back? We provide them training. We provide them the required skills. We provide them insurance. We provide them bikes, so for which they don't have to pay anything upfront, but as they earn the money, they keep on paying us back, right? So those are the challenges that we looked at that are actually existing in the economy and tried to see how can we solve these problems for the people across, right? These hurdles are still existing for millions of people out here. We have been able to make a small change. We are looking at how can we make this change bigger as we keep on going.
Absolutely. And I know, of course, especially when it comes to Africa, there can be nuanced challenges on the ground. But then, of course, because you're in a massive, growing sector, you have to look at the issues internationally. There's a quote here I got from DHL, and they have recently said that last mile logistics is electric. That's the future. They plan to have 14,000 electric vans in operation across Europe by 2030. I know that's a bit of a dream for Gokada, but do you see the future as being electric? And how will you start having those discussions in Nigeria?
Sure. So as we always say at Gokada, the future of Gokada is always green, right? Green in all the terms, green in terms of how can we change lives, green in terms of how can we bring in better advancements in technology. So as we keep on growing, as we keep on moving, we will look at how can we make that transition going forward. At the same time, we have not yet planned that by when we want to make that change. That can change can happen sooner, can happen later. We will just go with the flow, right? But for sure, the future will always look green for Gokada.
Absolutely. Before I let you go, Nikhil, I've got to congratulate you. Congratulations on your recent appointment as Chief Executive Officer. Pretty tough role, I've got to say, especially because, Gokada, you have had a lot of controversies in recent times, especially in Lagos. What are your plans? What is your vision over the next 3 years and beyond, especially as consumer habits will change as we start getting out of lockdown?
Right. So for us, it has been how can we keep adding more value back to the people. In the last 1 year, we have been able to impact actually 1,000 plus people lives across, which we have been able to provide jobs. Going forward in next 3 years, if you look at how can we make it a million, right? How can we create this atmosphere, make an impact for people across more than a million lives can be changed only by providing jobs. But at the same time, how can we change the consumer habits for tens of millions of people who actually we can cover via the last mile logistics, uh, via delivering all the different options that we have across Nigeria and other parts of Africa as we keep moving forward. That's for sure the plan. And technology is going to play a huge part in it. Like for us, people look at us, it's different parts, but technology has been the thing that we have been able to change everything. How can we provide that ease? How can we make this better every single day? How can we be revolutionary out there? So like it's always going to be a great watch of how in 3 years we are actually creating this impact via technology, not just anything else.
Absolutely. Well, Nikhil Goel, we wish you all the best. At least you've got a great platform to boost your vision. Nikhil Goel, CEO of Gokada, thanks for joining us on Channels Business Global.
Thank you, Juliana.